Hi, and welcome to Loving the Planets for the week of February 12th, 2018. I'm Armand Diaz in New York.
And I'm Margaret Gray in Dublin. And what a week, Armand, because of course we've got the partial solar eclipse, which comes the day after Valentine's Day. And we've got a lovely surprise for our viewers. Of course, we've interviewed two of our colleagues about love and Valentine's Day. So we'll be posting that. Keep a lookout for that. But today we're really going to focus, aren't we, on this partial solar eclipse in Aquarius, because it's quite a biggie. I mean, what are your initial thoughts about the eclipse and relationships?
Well, it comes a day after Valentine's Day. You know, eclipses, a solar eclipse is a new moon. And it has that kind of implosive energy. It has that kind of drawn-in energy. It's strong because it's an eclipse, but it's a new moon. And, you know, it's not a raucous partying time. It's more internal. It's not necessarily what I would call romantic, especially in the sign of Aquarius. Not that Aquarians aren't romantic, but you know, the sign itself does not necessarily spur romance. So I kind of get the feeling that the expectations of Valentine's Day may be tempered a little bit. Although Venus is also sextile Saturn on the eclipse.
You know, I think you're right, Armand. I think, we're back to that kind of Aquarian feel, which we've had for a few weeks, of the tribe, friendships, gatherings. So, it's worth really thinking Valentine's Day, maybe spending it with some friends, having some fun, maybe with other astrologers, if you're an astrologer. But certainly, I think the exciting bit about this, solar eclipse is that there's the stellium, the moon, Mercury, and the sun, sextile Uranus in Aries. So this could be incredible sudden new starts. It could be sudden communications. It could be an opportunity to clear the air. It really offers the potential and the excitement of something new. And I think because we've been lingering in a lot of energies that have kind of felt like a little bit like they've dragged us down and they've been a little stagnant, this really offers us this opportunity to just try something new. Maybe go out with a whole bunch of new friends, or, just try something you haven't done before.
Last week we had that Scorpio last quarter moon, very much a time of assessment, very much one where we're inclined to purge and let go of things. And I think that this solar eclipse new moon is kind of a start, or a new start, a new beginning. It's probably just the first stage of it, though. It's going to take a while. I think I would wait till we get past the Aries ingress and even the Aries new moon before we really feel like we're sort of, running on all cylinders. But I do think that it is kind of a time for beginning. It's a great idea for us to be thinking about new beginnings and where we'd like to go and what we'd like things to look at like in the future in terms of social things, in terms of, as you say, groups and friends and so on. Perhaps even more than romance.
Yes, it's really, who do we want to hang out with, and do we feel that we're hanging out with like-minded people? And I think Aquarius, is so idealistic and is so, really enjoys in being intellectually connected with other people. So, think maybe to expand a little bit the circle of friends people are with, the groups they hang out with, and really to think, in terms of love, also, what do we enjoy talking about? What do we enjoy sharing with other people? Just like when we get together as astrologers that we love talking about astrology. Well, most people have a passion they love talking about. It might be golf or it might be knitting. It doesn't matter what it is. But, it's great because those interests cross, they cross all kinds of divisions. And so this is really a time to cross those divisions of age, of culture, and with doing things online. I mean, it's perfect to even connect with friends online.
Also, too, I was discussing this with a client the other day who said that she had met somebody and they had a really nice connection, but they thought it sounded, it seemed more friendly than romantic. And I think, especially with online dating being so prominent now, we have this sense of like, there should be instant romance. But really, quite a bit of the time, it actually is from friendships and colleagues and coworkers and so on that romance eventually develops. It doesn't necessarily hit you on the head right at the very get-go. And, expanding your social circle, spending more time with people who share your interests and passions and ideals is a great way to meet somebody who is going to eventually become a romantic partner.
That's such a good point, Armand. And I think it is important because, good relationships, romantic relationships are founded on very good, solid friendships. Because when there are times where maybe there isn't a lot of sex or a lot of romance in the relationship because there could be other things going on, it's great to have that friendship that's there as the backbone. So absolutely. Now, there's something else happening, of course, as well this week. It's going to be the Lunar New Year, and it's the year of the Earth Dog in Chinese astrology. I'm not a Chinese astrologer. I don't know a lot about it, but what I've been seeing on the internet are some of the themes are loyalty, prudency, and also the interesting thing is that apparently we haven't had it in the Earth Dog since 1958. So just something interesting to maybe look back, in your family history, what was going on in your family at that time in the relationships. It's always interesting, by the way, to, I think, do genealogy maps, of relationships, like what were the different relationships, who was together, when did somebody die, who divorced, when, and so on, just to have a sense of what those patterns are in our own history.
I also think Earth Dog would be a great name for a rock band.
Absolutely. Go for it, Armand. You're the musician.
So we also have a Mars aspect coming up at the end of the week that looks like it might be igniting a little bit more passion as Mars squares Neptune.
Certainly more romantic. I mean, the energies really change at the end of the week, don't they? They go from this a little bit detached Aquarian tribe friend feel to something much softer and romantic with Mars squaring Neptune. Also, of course, Mercury's moving into Pisces. And then finally next week, the Sun moves into Pisces as well. So we're really likely to feel this shift into this Piscean energy of love, unconditional love, a real kind of gentleness to it and sensitivity to it. And much more that search for our spiritual connections rather than necessarily friendship based on intellectual connections. Really?
Well, Mars square Neptune could be a little more personal, and that could be Mars is the planet of sexuality, also anger, and Neptune tends to push things beyond the boundaries. So it really could be a very high energy time. And on the other hand, Neptune's a little unpredictable. The fish in Pisces swim two ways. And once in a while, the opposite happens with a Neptune-Mars aspect. It can sometimes be a dissipation of energy, and then I think with the Aquarian feel, some people may have a little bit of that this week, the sense of, things kind of larger concerns take over from personal. And maybe there isn't enough passion if you have like a big day at work, or you're concerned about other things and something. But I mean, all in all, I'd say Mars Neptune is a kind of horny aspect.
Well, let's finish on that positive note, shall we? And we will see everyone. Off you go. Absolutely. We'll see you all next week, and keep a lookout for our recording on Valentine's Day. Bye-bye, Armand.
Bye-bye, Margaret.